in these conditions. So there should be mushrooms in this forest here, right? The village is quite close. Like it's really, really close. You can just like see it. Just there and there. That's good. Close is good. There's a crap ton of horses. Like, there's an unreasonable number of horses. Why are there so many horses? And no sheep, probably because the wolves ate all the sheep. I'm gonna leave the flowers here for now. But they might be useful later on. What is going on there? Is that a dog? Okay, there's the wolves, so I guess all the sheep are dead by now. Really? No mushrooms? I am surprised. Are there no mushrooms in this biome? Huh. Well, maybe there's just no... Okay, well... How far should we walk to find mushrooms? I mean, I'm supposed to be chopping trees, but... I guess not anymore. Huh. No, no mushrooms. And no sheep, because these wolves are here. And then we are out... Plains... Let's try not to get lost as we wander around. I guess pumpkins also would be nice. If we can find some pumpkins, that'd be cool. Maybe I just want to explore. Maybe I should go spelunking instead of chopping trees all day long. Don't want to get distracted too much though. We do have a build that we're supposed to be doing. Is this useful? I'm not sure if this is useful. I mean, I can see coal down there, and I do need coal. Alright, well the lack of mushrooms is disappointing. I don't know, every time I think... Oh, it's nighttime. Every time I think about going out and looking and just exploring, every time I think about exploring, it's like you don't find anything. You don't find any of the things you want to find. Every single time it's like this. Right? Like no pumpkins, no red mushrooms. Every single time. So like why? I mean, I guess I'm just not walking far enough. But the game is like they talk about, oh, the game is about building and exploring. The building is tedious. The exploring is not rewarding. What is this game about, really? Really? It's not like you just walk around and find useful stuff. Is it a farming simulator? Some people play this game as a farming simulator, and I understand that. They just farm, they just plant crops and farm, and that's all they do. I kind of understand that. I mean, it's not how I'd play, but... No, it's not nighttime, it's only midday. I don't know. Like how hard is it to find red mushrooms? Apparently, too hard for me. Alright, back to chopping trees. Apparently too hard for me. Well, maybe I should build. Maybe I should like build, alternate between building and chopping wood. Because these trees aren't really growing quite fast enough for us. So maybe I should get some shovels and do the building as well. Not sure. Should I? Should I? Maybe I should. Maybe I should. Alright, so I guess we should build as we go. Don't need quite this many axes. I don't know why I made this many axes. I don't quite need quite this many axes. We shovel a little bit. And spruce. Alright. This tree farm not growing quite as fast as I was hoping it would. I mean there's a lot of saplings in the ground. Not quite enough apparently. Alright, so we're here. So this is gonna end up being a pretty big flat piece of land. The town square, I suppose, should be near here. It makes sense to put the town square. Town square, town hall. Right, alright. And then 5, 5. That's not it. And then 1, 2, 3. Let me just grab an extra block of dirt. Did I miss a block? No, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. You know, trees. Oh crap! Trees aren't infinitely renewable quite the way they are in the game. Because trees don't appear out of thin air. If that makes sense. Trees convert soil and air into wood, right? So as trees make wood, it consumes soil. And in fact, crops do as well. Like if you like vegetables and grains and like wheat and things like that. That stuff, like it consumes soil, although you might not really realize it. But if you plant a lot of crops, over time the soil will, like you lose soil because, you know, the minerals in the ground have been converted into the crops. And that's why you need to fertilize the ground, right? And like part of the nutrients is just rocks that have been ground down uh, by weathering. And then part of the soil is decomposing organic material, like, you know, poop. Poop get mixed in the soil, and sand, you know, actual sand is just bits of rock that has broken apart. And plants take this stuff and they use it to grow. And if you take the poop and you put it back in the ground, then there's a relatively even exchange of nutrients. You take the nutrients out and you put it back into the soil, and so then you recycle the nutrients back in the soil that way. But these days, poop doesn't really get put into the ground the way it used to be. You know, when you poop, I hope that you poop in a toilet. So the stuff from your toilet, it gets piped into a sewage treatment plant. It gets treated so that it's less poisonous. And then it gets, it gets disposed of, some of it onto farms. But the sewage treatment plant itself uses bacteria and various things to decompose the poop. And so the nutrients are eaten by that, it's partly eaten by the bacteria in the sewage treatment plant. And so if there's not as much nutrients coming out of the sewage treatment plant as going in. Yeah, what I'm trying to say is that the math doesn't quite work out. The poop math doesn't quite work out. Like it's not exactly an even exchange. And these days we use a lot of chemical fertilizers. And this temporarily, I guess, or not temporarily, but it artificially fills in the nutrient deficit by adding nutrients to the soil from a non-organic source. But this also is not it's not particularly good in the long run because the chemical fertilizers aren't as even and aren't as like complete as just poop. So poop as fertilizer is a bit better than chemicals fertilizers. I'm not sure what the point I'm trying to make is, to be honest. Just talking. Anyway, so trees appear magically in Minecraft. They don't even grow. Like they just put a sapling down, and then after a few minutes, a tree appears. But the tree, again, like in the real world, it doesn't appear out of thin air. It takes carbon from the atmosphere. It takes in carbon dioxide, breaks the carbon off from the oxygen, and it combines it with nutrients that it picks up from the ground. Lichens, I think lichens are one of the most primitive life forms on our planet. And lichens are able to grow almost anywhere. So in places where there isn't really soil, it can grow. So it can grow on rocks. And what the pigs? I'm trying to work here, you guys. Guys, please. Alright, here, carrots. Follow me. There you go. So lichens can grow on like rocks, can grow on metal, which is kind of funny. Like they can grow on a lot of things, and the lichens are able to break down these things into biologically available nutrients. So that's kind of impressive. Let me just go to Wikipedia and type in lichen, L-I-C-H-E-N. Wikipedia. Lichen is a composite organism that arises from algae or cyanobacteria or both, living among filaments of a fungus in a symbiotic relationship. The combined life form has properties that are very different from the properties of its component organisms. Lichens are not plants, so it's a combination of cyanobacteria and fungus, which is interesting. A very wide range. So lichens do not have roots that absorb water and nutrients as plants do, but like plants, they produce their own food by photosynthesis using sunlight energy from carbon dioxide, water, and minerals in their environment. When they grow on plants, they do not live as parasites and only use the plants as substrate. Amazing. So, I mean, lichens are primitive and small, but they're able to pull nutrients out of things that other things can't. Different types of lichens have adapted to survive in some of the most extreme environments on Earth: Arctic tundra, hot dry deserts, rocky coasts, and toxic slag heaps. Toxic slag heaps. So, I'm not gonna read the whole thing. Yeah, you might want to read the whole thing. Like lichens are very interesting. So the symbiotic relationship between the fungus and the cyanobacteria. So cyanobacteria does the photosynthesizing, and the fungus does the decomposing. If I remember right, so the fungus like breaks apart things in the environment, and then the cyanobacteria uses that to photosynthesize and build the structure of the lichen. It's a fascinating thing. Like it's like multiple species of living things combining into this system that benefits both of them. Right? It's very interesting. And as I said, the the lichens are able to they're able to grow in a lot of different places because I mean it's like an ecosystem. It's like a miniature ecosystem in one package, right? There's the cyanobacteria and then there's the fungus. And so they're mutually supporting. Like imagine like animals and plants living on each other. It's basically what lichen is. And so like in the for the rest of us, animals and plants, like animals eat plants and then we poop, and then the plants take our poop as nutrients, and then they grow more plants. Whereas the lichen is just one, like it's just all together in one package. So both the fungus decomposes things, and the cyanobacteria photosynthesizes, and yeah, and it works out quite well for them.